Chapter 19, Banishment. Having defeated Khyber, Yugi presses towards the capital of Sigvarths. Without Khyber, Scott is forced to take charge of his own forces and face Yugi on the battlefield. The curtain is rising on the battle that will determine everything. Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to YuGiOh the Falsebound Kingdom. Nice, we get to take Joey along with us. Esperoba's getting a break, Mako's coming back into the team. I need to take Mai with me, Tristan's getting a break, and Bakura's coming along. So, now I can edit my teams. Dark Magician Girl can probably lose the deal of Phantom. And let's look at our magic. At long last, we can actually use some fairly powerful magic. Swords of Revealing Light stops all enemies from moving. So we'll keep that on. We'll also put Gift of the Mystical Elf, which is basically a magic version of Dian Keto. So this was a fairly tough one. We got through it eventually. Mako's team hasn't really changed that much, but he's still just solid and dependable to have around. Oh, it gets Wasteland Adept. So Roba's team's doing okay. Tristan's team doing pretty solid. Oh nice, Flame Swordsman's got Castle Adept. That's going to be good. Joey's going to be a good defender. Taya will keep around because... Oh, nice! Reversal Benediction powers up all our team monsters. I didn't realize Gaiaka Tenno Megami got that so early. That's really good. And we need to take Mai along because we can actually wind up getting a new monster for her. I'd better edit Shimon's team and give Blackland Fire Dragon a red medicine. What does Riryoku do? Absorbs life points from 2 other monsters on the same team and drastically boosts attack. I don't want to use that. So, how's Joey's team looking for healing? Yeah, it's doing pretty well. But I'm going to change Arcana's Dark Magician from Yugi's team. We are going to replace it with Gaia the Fierce Knight. And we are going to use an item. The Blackluster Ritual. We can use it on Dark Magician number 1, but we can also use it on Gaia to get Blackluster Soldier. That's right. It's X to use. Now, Blackluster Soldier. 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, 4 action points off the bat. Let's get those. Let's get some items kitted out. Why did I buy all those legendary swords anyway? So there we are, pretty solid team, and we've got some dragon killing as well. So this will do for now. Dark Magician Girl's going to be a very capable healer. But Esperoba's team. I'm going to take Cybersaurus off Esperoba's team. And outfit him with Labyrinth Tank. Because Labyrinth Tank will turn out a lot better. It's a phenomenal machine monster. Jinzo could probably go with another deal of Phantom as well, because otherwise it's not doing very much. So, Fizdus will get her turn eventually. Maybe in the next one. Bakura's team. Alright, Bakura's got pretty good coverage, all things considered. So, we'll save and we'll get moving on to the next battle.
Scott! It's time for us to settle this once and for all!
Ha 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 ha. Careful what you ask for. I might take control of your marshals and send you running again. By the way, do you like the long-distance communications I've added into the game? Much better than screaming at each other over a long distance. That conversation back in Mariarden was horrible.
Oh yeah? Well, I don't think you'll be able to control us so easily.
What?
If it's so easy for you to control people, then why blackmail Kaiba? Why not just hypnotize him, huh? Your mind control is a mental attack, and it doesn't always work, does it? Sometimes it does, but not always. It probably works on my friends because they're idiots.
Hey, I heard that!
Shut up, Joey, I'm talking. Kaiba is stubborn, but he has a very strong will. It probably isn't going to work on him. By the look on your face, I know I'm right. If you were really serious about being the ultimate game master, the rules would be a lot more unbalanced. I know, I've dealt with Bakura.
It's true, you know.
But you didn't set it up that way. Why? The answer is obvious. For some reason, you need this world to be as fair, as close to the real world as possible. And that means that when you are a player yourself, you can't intervene. Well, it was a good bluff. We'd get you cornered, get careless, and then you'd try to hypnotize us. Even if we did break free, you could afford to let us get close to victory and get careless again.
Really? Is that what happened?
Apart from me being stupid, Joey, you are stupid. Shut up.
Look, Joey, Scott is not omnipotent here. He's just another player. Amazing! Simply amazing! A brilliant deduction, Yugi. You're right. I have my own reasons for making this world as perfect as possible. I will take great pleasure in defeating you myself. Let's see if you're as strong as you think you are.
You're nothing but a third-rate fighter. You're no match for me.
You just don't know when to shut up, do you? Fine, I'll just have to shut that trap of yours for you. The battle begins. Our enemies are coming in hot. Shimon, Mako, take first watch. Shimon, take second watch. Or actually, Bakura, take second watch. What have we got coming in hot? Machine Team and Mages. Actually, better get Bakura in, then Mako. Get that barricade up. The guns aren't going to fire yet. But Bakura should be able to handle this team because he has his... he has Horn Imp. And on top of that, it's not very strong. I trust Mako to do okay against the machines. We are getting closer to the conclusion of the plot. Oh, that's a toughie. We want to take out Illusionist Faceless... hang on, let me see something. Now, you will notice Illusionist Faceless Mage has level 4 magic, but Sagi does not have any magic. Despite this, it is still able to use Germ Infection. The AI gets to cheat and can actually use magic even if it doesn't have the required ability for it. Illusionist Faceless Mage, on the other hand, does have level 4 magic, so it's justified having that. The last time I faced off a team like this, we had the Imperial Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy on full display. That was unbelievable. That chapter was also pretty horrible. Wait, germ infection poisons all of us? Alright. Well, there we go. That puts Illusionist Faceless Mage out of the picture. And we shouldn't have any trouble dealing with these idiots. Yes. Yes, poison the poisoned people, because poison on top of poison does absolutely nothing in this game. This seems oddly painful. This seems oddly true to life. It's germ infection upon germ infection upon germ infection. Wash your hands after you've been to the toilet, guys. It's not that hard. But there we are. I suppose it's very appropriate that Sagi comes with germ infection because, you know, it was used in conjunction with Crushcard virus. That was a bit of a miserable team. Sorry, Bakura. Let's send Shimon up north to Dormanoth Town. Alright, so I'm going to go with my usual sort of slightly dirty tactics on this one. Mako is an expert at hit and runs. Or run and then hit. I think that's the case. Or in the case of... I've tripped over my tongue trying to make my cheesy pun because I was going to say he's an expert at hit and run, or maybe run and hit, or if you're an ancient, somewhat Germanic tribe with lawyers, hunt and writ. That really wasn't worth it, was it? Just get the guns to fire so that we have an easier time of things. So, I need to liberate a certain location with my... so that we can get the last Harpy Lady and then evil things can be done to our enemies. Not that sort of evil. We're dodgy, but we're not that dodgy. They've got no healers. Labyrinth Tank is the one we want to wipe out, of course, because it's incredibly good. When a lot of these machine teams turn up, they are nuisances. Cut them down as quickly as possible. There we go. That could have been anyone's harpoon. It's been quite a long journey, but we will be getting Mokuba back. We will wind up getting a little bit more done along the way too. A few interesting surprises are still to pop up, especially since we have another story to go. And it's been quite an interesting journey, because this was a lot easier for me when I did this the first time, because I did Kaiba's story first. That was admittedly... it was interesting because I got some really neat monsters along the way, and it helped set a lot of things up for Yugi's story. Kaiba does have some... okay. That doesn't break its guard, by the way. Kaiba does have some tough battles. But some of them are a bit easier to work through. Admittedly, it was probably a bit harder because I didn't have all the knowledge on hand. I've got some pretty good knowledge now. I probably could have given Bakura's team this experience as well, but I liked getting Mako's team in on the job. It is always interesting when you've played a game pretty much blind, you don't know what you're doing, and then you come back to look at it through those experienced eyes and you start to pick up all the different tactics. It gets really interesting and it can be really fun on top of that. It can also be a little bit sad, in fairness, because like no matter how good we are, some of the magic is kind of lost. Vestora Gate, Sigvarth's Gate, Tower Southern, Turret Front, Cape Town. So, our nearest enemy here is Turret Front. So our enemy at Turret Front has anti-air cannons. So, strategizing. Really got to plan out who I'm going to send and where. And also continue to try and find the right items. Oh, Raime, I've been looking for Raime. So I can take Swords of Revealing Light off Dark Magician Girl. Because Raime combines a little bit of extra damage. That's good. That's good at least. So I think I want to send Joey to Turret Front. Most of these bases have anti-air cannons, but Scott's headquarters has anti-ground. Once I've secured... Where should Mai go? Who's at Vestora Gate? Oh, that's going to be an awkward one. They've got polymerization. I probably should send a stronger team in there. Like, probably send Shimon into Vestora Gate, send Bakura down here, and have him attack the spellcasters down in the south. That, I think, is a better plan. So now that I've got all my little schemes worked out, Dragon Seeker will always move fairly quickly, but it runs into the problem that it's not facing a dragon. Robotic Knight's health is good. Well, just see how this one pans out. Alright, Hinotama inflicts damage on all enemies. It's not huge damage, but every little bit helps and all that. I will chip away at Dragon Seeker and maybe finish it off. Joey's team is still pretty good because of the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. But yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. When you get that... When you come back to those games, and you kind of wish that you could go through it all again and experience the magic. I suppose it's a bit of a problem with just growing up in general. You wind up losing just some of the fun, in a sense. There are plenty of other fun things you can do, let's be honest, but there's something about going into adulthood that just kind of takes things, that can kind of have an impact on things. There's a lot, in a sense, you sacrifice. You get a lot of experience, you get a lot of extra skills. There's a lot you can do. But at the same time, there's something missing. Like, the way I see the world, when you're young, when you're a kid, you've got the time to do things. You've maybe got the physical ability to do things. But you don't have the money to do things. And those are the three things you basically need: money, time, and physical ability. When you're an adult, you will usually have the physical ability, but either you'll have the time but not the money, or you'll have the money but not the time. Then when you finally do get the time and the money, you generally don't have the physical ability. And there's something almost... It's like you become desperate to break up the routine. It's like, because you know how everything works, some of the magic is lost. And I think it's an important element to remember about life. that, in all fairness, you need to remember that you should always have a sense of wonderment, a sense of discovery in a way. You have to be able to keep seeing the world through those young eyes. You have to keep having the joy of discovery. You have to keep trying new things. And it's a bit harder with video games, admittedly, because you'll learn so much, but then you start trying out new things. You do them in different ways. Like the fact that I'm playing through Pokemon Heart Gold, a game I know like the back of my hand. I'm playing through it with Pokemon I haven't ever used before, and I need to get back to it, but it's really nice having to check out new strategies, try new things, test out new Pokemon. I've got Eradicate, for heaven's sake. I'm finally using Tentacool as well. Little things like that, little challenges, little things that just keep you having a bit of fun, that keep you testing your skills. And when it comes to the real world, always be willing to explore. Always keep that sense of wonderment. Always have fun. I think one of the best ways to live is sort of, call it childlike, not childish. A sense of wonder, a sense of appreciation, a sense of beauty, if you will, about the world, because it really is something special. There really is something awesome about this weird old wonderful world of ours. So Shimon's going to get a battle. And Satsu will move very quickly. Bakura move down to Tower Southern. At least we've got this battle planned out and it shouldn't take too long, all things considered. Mako, move up to hold this position. Who do I want to take on Scott? Because I'll need somebody to bait the cannons if I send Yugi to do it. Taya... I don't have to beat Yugi with Scott, do I? How do I check what the mission conditions are? Let's rotate the camera. I really should have paid attention. But, now you're going to see this team a lot in later stages of the game. And it's a nuisance. Their ability to fuse is an absolute nuisance, and it gets even worse when Marvelous picks up the ability to use a special attack that hits all enemies. Excuse me, I would like my turn. Why have I still got the blue medicine on Neck Hunter? But yeah, always have that sense of wonderment, that joy, that discovery. Look at the world and enjoy it. Have a lot of fun with it. There's something special to it if you can find it. I know that at the point I'm recording this, it is what you might charitably call a basket case. Things are a bit crazy. But if you just... I know it's very tempting to just focus on the craziness. But there's all sorts of little things out there that can just make the world really beautiful, really enjoyable, and really entertaining. You will get a lot out of it if you just look. Find those wonderful days that just make the world worth it. I'm lucky enough to live in a good area for going for walks. I can just sort of wander around and go to like a wetlands area. It's sort of a wetlands area near a reservoir not too far from where I live. There's a reservoir in one direction and a lake in the other. It's pretty good for walking. Head around there and I can pretty much just wander along as I please, taking in the beauty of nature. Go at the right time of day, as I tend to, and the sunsets can be absolutely phenomenal. They look fantastic. Just the light shining off the clouds, because I tend to go for my walks after work. Absolutely brilliant. And if you go after it's been raining, it's something special, because the wetlands will be full of life. There'll be all sorts of interesting little puddles that might wind up hiding something. Granted, when you're going to the beach, this isn't always the best idea, because when he was a kid, my dad managed to find an interesting octopus in a rock pool and was sort of curiously poking around at it from a distance and was rather fascinated by the bright blue rings that appeared on it. Yeah, Dad nearly ticked off a blue-ringed octopus. The fact that I am here means that obviously he didn't die, unless we're going sort of down the Top Gear route where it's like, and we'll find out later if I die. Hammond is subject to that, well, did you die during doing this, surprisingly often. But yet, admittedly Australia is very dangerous. But you can still find some fairly interesting things that are not deadly if you know where to look. You can still, wherever you are, you can still find a pretty beautiful world out there. And you can still find beauty in those video games you've played, even if you've played them so many times before. It's why I keep coming back to them. It's why I'm playing this one again. Because it's a beautiful game. I've talked at length about how I love the way it looks. I love all the interesting models for the monsters. I love the lighting effects that give you fully realized shadows that move with the monsters when so many of them, so many video games just have basic circles for shadows. I love the fact that I got to discover all these interesting monsters that hadn't shown up in the trading card game compared to the official card game, which is the Japanese version. It's just an interesting game, and with a really good variety of monsters. You have so much you can do. Let's send Mai down this way, and we'll be good to go. Shortly. Thank you. Let's get rolling, Bakura. Same team as before, really. Let's chuck in a couple of profiles while we take these enemies down. Blackluster Soldier made its international debut in the Evolution version of Yugi's starter deck. Since then, it's appeared in many Yugi-themed sets. In Japan, it debuted in Premium Pack 2 and oddly lacks the Yugi connection. Able to go toe-to-toe with Blue Eyes White Dragon, this ritual monster could actually be worth your time. In the anime, the ritual used to summon this card needed the power of both light and dark, creating a chaos portal through which Gaia the Fierce Knight rode to become this monster. And perhaps that chaos theme continued with Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the beginning and the various Blackluster Soldier support cards which have popped up over the years. On top of all that, Blackluster Soldier, confused with the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, kind of a difficult task in itself, to summon Dragon Master Knight, nearly unmatched in battle and able to defeat the five-headed dragon. Supply made its international debut and only appearance in Labyrinth of Nightmare. In Japan, it debuted in their set titled Labyrinth of Nightmare, then appeared in Duelist Legacy Volume 3. Supply has a humble but effective role, allowing you to restock your hand with monsters which were used as fusion material. You can get back an ace card this way, or get ready for a second fusion if you're relying on said fusion monster. Supply has appeared in a few card artworks, in addition to being the icon for this game's replenish command. He's hauling his equipment to various places, though on the way, unfortunately, he's been robbed in Goblin Thief and delayed at checkpoints as seen in the Forceful Checkpoint. It seems he works for the Fusion Recycling Plant, judging by that card artwork, but overall, this could be fairly handy if you're running a fusion deck, otherwise not much use for it. Alright, with absolutely nothing in the way of shock shells existing, now let's see. Sigvarth's gate is still air controlled. And we got some fairly strong monsters in there. Are you with the Resistance? My name is Kureno. My sisters and I were hoping to join. We started out together but got separated along the way. My sisters are sure to try and join the resistance too. So can I come with you? Please, I'll even help you fight. Okay, so it seems we get Kureno anyway, but... well, I could do with a few more blank pendants. Maybe a few more beast fangs. But I have not found Shock Shell yet. Let's see, what's the reach of the... I'll probably send Yugi... Whoa, we got enemies coming in hot. Where is this grunt going? Alright, Taya, you... why'd the guy with Labyrinth Tank spawn first? Alright, the clown's turning up. Taya, you take care of that base. Probably should actually give Maya battle. Maya should head for Sigvarth's Gate. We're going to have a few interesting battles here, but we should be able to hold this one off fairly easily. Well, oh no, this is bad. This is a completely new team. That could be a problem. Now, question. So, current attack 4-6. Let's go for that special and see what happens. How much power do we get? Thousand attack! Oh boy, that is going to allow us to dish out some good damage. Let's get hustling. Taya's team is going to be really good. Oh! They have their special attack. Missile Blitz allows Labyrinth Tank... not Labyrinth Tank. Launcher Spider to hit all opponents. But as you can see, it's wasted all its AP because it was firing literally blindly. I didn't realize it got it so early. That's kind of impressive. Well, we'll just have to see what happens, I guess. Should be able to rain down destruction on them, though. We might not finish them all in one run, but Taya's going to hold out pretty well. Oh, critical. Let's see if we can finish this one off. I might see if I can get some experience into Bakura as well. Alright, there we are. This has gone a lot better than I anticipated, and that's not something I get to say very often, because usually there's a flaw in my plan somewhere along the way. I'll usually wind up doing something stupid, and we'll all wind up just sort of scrambling. Like last episode, basically. Last episode was a perfect demonstration of what happens when I come up with a plan, think it's absolutely brilliant, and then realize I've missed a few steps, or that something has happened which I simply could not properly plan for, and then we wind up losing. Alright, we should be able to get through this. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. I need to keep this team together so that it can continue being really strong. It's got a good setup, and if we go through Yugi's story again, which we will need to, twice, this went much better than I could have hoped. I am honestly surprised at that. I forgot how good Gaia Kateno Megami's boost was. So yeah, that's why you really put your work into getting really powerful monsters, because some of them will learn abilities that just surprise you. There are so many that can just turn out really useful. Alright, Bakura, let's get going. Mako, hold off until... Actually, Mako can take out the clown again. Because the other guy at that base... This is going to be interesting. Mako might actually wind up defending the fortress fairly well. Oh, great. We're going to get salmonella from tainted seafood. Yes, make the seafood worse. Make it go off. It's a bucket of prawns under the Australian sun. It'll make you crook if you eat it. Once again, we're going to have to focus fire on Illusionist Faceless Mage because it can actually burn through things pretty well. Okay, that's good damage. Well, I guess I just realized, I guess Mako's team is seasick. Haha. Ow! That was admittedly terrible, but... Also worth noting that they actually do benefit from healing at bases. But we should be able to knock these guys around pretty easily. I get what happened. This team moved in, and then the Labyrinth Tank team moved out to go and try and handle Taya. Now I'll have to change where Bakura's going, because Mako's team has just sort of come in and taken over. I think there is actually a retrained version of Fiend Kraken that's being released that gets some really, really good effects. It's called Doom Kraken or something like that. And there we are. That has taken it down. Octoburster, you were a really, really terrible card in Spell Ruler, but boy are you putting in work here. Well done, Octoburster. Mako's team continues to impress. And I think we've taken Sigvarth's Gate. So Taya's going to have a respawned enemy coming in at her. Look, we made mincemeat of these guys. I'll start speeding it up. Zaborg the Thunder Monarch made its international debut in Ancient Sanctuary and has reappeared a fair bit since. In Japan it debuted in The Sanctuary in the Sky, also reappearing often to reflect its popularity. The first of many powerful monarchs, to the point no one would have predicted how fearsome they could be just from looking at this. Nonetheless, Zaborg has a very handy effect and good attack, though interestingly he stands out from his fellow monarchs by being level 5 instead of level 6, though there are some level 8 monarchs with 2800 attack. While an upgraded version exists in the form of Zaborg the Mega Monarch, the regular Zaborg will still prove very handy with all the great monarch support around, especially since you can tribute a tough to remove opponent's monster and just blow up another one with his effect. Hard to go wrong with that. Plus the Afro is pretty cool. Harpy Channeler made its debut in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Surprisingly, it has not reappeared a great deal despite Harpy's popularity. And it's very unusual because Harpy Channeler can set up many powerful combos thanks to her summoning skill and the ability to become level 7 while the player controls a dragon. This means you've got any rank 7 XS monster, any rank 4 XS monster requiring 2 materials, or Cyber / Harpy Lady, which can be synchro summoned using any Harpy as a tuner. With the right cards on the field, she can trigger a powerful onslaught from the skies which will be near impossible to defend against. In order to better use her skills, she and many fellow Harpies, from Harpy Queen onwards, get around the name limitations of the card game by being treated as Harpy Lady on the field or in the graveyard only. Alright, well it's time for Bakura to get a bit of action in this fight. team needs a bit of healing, but Summoned Skull's still got 3 Hinotama left. Might try and take that out of the picture. Because it's not very strong, but it's just annoying. So we'll at least get some experience into Bakura, but because Shimon has baited the enemy's guns, I'm going to have Yugi take on Scott just in case. I mean, it's probably not going to be a big issue. I'm surprised Bakura's team is so fast this time around. What's the catch? But Scott's team, once again, probably gets to cheat a little bit because it can use Cosmo Queen as a normal monster. He does, however, also have 2 Barrel Dragons which are slow and have poor AP. Which kind of sucks because Barrel Dragon is one of my favourite cards. It would be a fair stretch to say that it is my favourite. Or at least very close to, depends on mood, I guess. And there we are, Bakura has taken out this guy painfully easily. Bakura's team did need a little bit more experience for Ansatsu and Horn Imp. But Illusory Gentleman provides a good carry. Alright. Let's go and take on Scott. We've got everything we need from this one. You all know too much. Your lives are forfeit. So, what sort of sinister scheme does he have? We're going to find out after this. Now, interestingly enough, this is the first time somebody uses a deal of Phantom. Which I suppose is fair enough. Now, does Cosmo Queen have... Wait, ah! Does have Status Guard. So there's probably not a lot of point. I mean, I could use Rome. Swords of Revealing Light. I probably should, in all fairness. There we are, a very fancy attack from Blackluster Soldier. Just chooses to guard. So, Barrel Dragon's attack is basically the same as its one in the anime. Although that one is technically called Gun Cannon Shot because they're actual 6 guns. It is an explicit reference to Russian roulette in the manga. I think I just focus my firepower. Probably better if I do just try and take it down. If Blackluster Soldier moves next, I might actually have this. There we are, no shenanigans with the turn order. Cosmo Queen, the biggest challenge, is out of the way. Barrel Dragon has fairly high HP, so he may not take them down in one go. But the low AP is its big weakness. And if he doesn't do anything... So much for magic resistance along the way. We've pretty much got this one in the bag. Scott is somewhat capable, but he's not a very strong fighter. He's very good at creating game worlds, but when he actually has to take us on himself, he's kind of lacking. And there is something interesting you will wind up finding out later on in the game. But we'll get to that in due course. Not going to take him down in one this time. Probably because we're a little short on AP. Barrel Dragon is strong enough if it rolls luckily. But then again, probably rather use Blackluster Soldier to heal. There we are, this will guarantee no mistakes. We can pretty much be a bit relaxed with the turn order because most machines are very slow. Very strong, but very slow. So... I don't think it would have been a knockout, but it's better to be safe than sorry. How much damage are we doing here? We might get this. We might get this. Come on, Dark Magician. Oh, we've got this now. We've got this. And... steps forward. There we are. Well done, Team Yugi. Oh, goody. Dark Magician should have level 5 magic now. Sigvarths is liberated.
It's over, Scott! Impossible! How could you beat me? You'll pay for this. The time of reckoning is almost upon us. You'll get yours yet. Stop! Not that that's ever worked. When has that ever worked?
So we have beaten Scott and wiped that smug smile off his face. But there's still something more we'll need to do. The conclusion is rapidly approaching. The final 3 chapters of Yugi's story lie ahead. Thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.